Hey there, family. Neil Oates Jr. here. Just wanted to come back to you all with this quick video. I know we had some technical issues, but that did help me drive home one of the points that I wanted to share with you that we're going to get to in just a moment. Now, what I want to say to you all is that if you're watching this video, it is for one reason and one reason only, and that is because you are a leader, and leaders lead. So thank you for being a leader. Thank you for leading and making an impact, not only in the industry, but in the lives of those that you lead and that you touch on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So here we go. In this thing that we're in, we've heard, well, I'm just going to share with you what has happened in my life over the past 18 months, and maybe you'll be able to identify and you'll see some correlation between the two, and then we'll see what we can do about it in the future. So here's what happened the moment my calendar switched from August to September. I started hearing this phrase, over the past 18 months, or the past 18 months, or the last 18 months. Now, you've probably heard the same thing. And here's what has happened. Everyone is telling me what has happened and what did and how they felt and what the industry did and how the industry was impacted. And while I do care what happened, I'm more concerned with what's happening and what is likely to happen over the next 18 months or 3 months or 3 weeks. So my challenge to you is, what if we as professionals, as people, as men and women, instead of us focusing on the past 18 months, what if we started looking at what is coming, what is in front of us, what are the opportunities and the challenges that are taking place, and how can we be a part of the solution? So number one is, I think that it's imperative for us to change our perspective and no longer look backwards, no longer participate in those conversations that are all about the inventory shortages of yesterday, why buyers can or can't get approved, what companies are or aren't doing, or what they didn't do. We want to look at right now, what can we do about our business and how can we move forward over this next time frame, whatever that's going to be, whether we're looking at 3 weeks, 3 months, 18 months. And so that's what we're going to do right now. So everything that we're going to do, that I'm going to cover in this video, the number one thing I want you all to do is encourage others. The number one thing, encourage others, not just in business or to implement what we're going to share, but just be an encourager, because we know that the 18 months has affected everyone differently. However, we do know that it has affected everyone. Now, I could sit here and say that the 18 months has been some of my best times in the industry, because I've looked forward and I saw and implemented some things that others were a little slower to implement. You might have that experience, or your experience might be one where you're just now catching up, or you don't even feel like you could ever catch up. But I want to encourage you that with what we are going to cover in these few minutes right now, you will be able to implement immediately. So the first thing is, I know you're watching this, so you are plugged in locally. My challenge, my ask for you is, how can you be plugged in globally in your local marketplace? What's available? What resources, what events, what chambers or what groups can you get plugged into? And it does not mean that you have to join and be a member of. I don't want you to go out and join every global group that's out there. What I do want you to do is consider, what information, what resources do they have that I might be able to utilize? What I would really love for us to ask is, what relationships could I forge? Who do I need to know that would make my global business better? Not easier, not different, because we're not doing things for the sake of easy or different. We only want to be better, because if we're not getting better, we are getting worse. If we are not better than the competition, we are worse. Very seldom are we equal. I've heard the saying, I believe the saying, that we never meet our client or customers' expectations. We either exceed them or we come up short. So I want to ask you, I want to encourage you to find ways to get plugged in locally into your global network, into the global marketplace. And so as we talk about, global and what has transpired, we're always hearing inventory, travel challenges, restrictions. Do you know what the concerns are of the people that you want to serve? The people that you're looking to work with, what do they care about? What are their pains? What's, enabling them from doing and achieving the goals that they have? What I'm doing right now is I saw a challenge, I saw a concern, I saw a pain point for you all, not being able to hear me, right? Not being able to hear this melodic voice and this soothing tone. And so I said, wait, I immediately have a solution. Now, here's where I want to ask you. There are two types of PPSs, professional problem spotters and professional problem solvers. Which are you? Now, I could have been a professional problem solver with you all just a little bit earlier and said, man, your audio, your technology is not going to work, but I'm wired just a little bit differently. And my bet is that so are you. So as we are looking at our businesses right now, as we're looking at our industry, our marketplaces, as we look at our buyers, our sellers, our investors, what if we went from being in the mass of professional problem spotters and we separated ourselves to those elite few and started being professional problem solvers? Hey, this is what my global buyer is concerned about. This is what my seller is concerned about. Here's what they want. They want to maximize exposure. Do you know what their concerns are? Do you know what's keeping your clientele up at night? If you do not know, stop, freeze, answer those questions first. What's troubling them? And then if we get busy solving those problems so that we can answer the questions, so that they can sleep easy, so that they can remove that angst that they have over these issues, now you become more valuable. And people always want to work with valuable people. Have you become a professional problem spotter or professional problem solver? Ask that question. And then in this time, in this past 18 months, have you gotten better? Are you doing things today to be better tomorrow? If not, why not? So have you maximized this time that you have? So what have you done in this season to prepare yourself for this season? Okay, so these are a couple of things. Now, I am not a fortune teller. I'm not a psychic. I don't know anything except that I don't know everything. So here's what I do know. I know that life today will never be the same as it was yesterday. I could have said that 15 years ago. I could have said that 18 months ago. I will be able to bet 10 years from now that this statement will still be true. Life today will never be like it was yesterday. So with that being said, we don't know what the next season holds in our industry or in our lives. But my question would be, have you in your business, are you willing to bet that what we're doing right here, these videos, whether it's recorded or live, video conferencing, Zoom in, right? Zoom has become a verb just like Google has, Zoom me or Google me, same thing now, right? So my question would be, when was the last time you practiced your buyer consultation in video format? Do you know how to screen share? Can you smoothly and efficiently and effectively use your browser so you can go from RPR to your MLS, maybe over to some type of YouTube video, all while sharing that and not losing audio? If not, why not? We've had the time. Have we not had the intention or the attention to do it? Have you done a buyer consultation via video? Now, we're all talking about inventory shortages. Oh no, there's not enough property to sell. But have you done a marketing consultation or listing presentation, if that's what you would like to call it, via video? Have you recorded and saw what you look like on video? Have you practiced? Have you mastered the art of looking at the camera so it looks like we're making eye contact instead of looking at myself here on the screen and then never having that connection? Are you comfortable? Do you realize the quality of the audio that you're using? If not, what's next? Why not? Have you made your personality on camera so big that you jump through the screen and you connect with those global buyers and sellers? Are you utilizing video with subtitles or captions so it can be translated into their language on YouTube? As a matter of fact, you're watching me on YouTube right now. So what you could do, if you wanted, you could turn on the closed captions and you can change the closed caption to whatever language of choice. So you would hear me and you would see me speaking English. You would see this handsome mug and this visual aid that I have called my spectacles. But then you would be reading my words in your native tongue. Are you doing that? If not, why not? What if we continue to look forward? What if we say, well, this is what big business is doing? Do you know what's happening in your marketplace and how it's affecting those who are abroad? Do we know which companies? Do we know which manufacturers? Do we know which sales organizations or tech companies are moving into our areas? Do we know where their skilled labor is coming from? If not, why not? So that's going to be the question that I leave for you. But these are going to be some things that I want you to think about and consider maximizing in this next, let's say, 3 months. One, maximize your exposure. What are you doing? Do you know how to get maximum exposure? Not necessarily for your products as much as for yourself and your expertise. Because while we're maximizing our exposure, we also want to maximize our expertise. Take this time right now to dive in, look and see what's happening in the marketplace. Dive in, look and see what's happening with, transient populations. Let's look at the population, who's going, who's coming, the migration patterns. What does it mean now that Canada has reopened a bit? I'm watching Netflix or Hulu with the wife, and I see a commercial talking about now open Canada. Right? What implications are they going to have on our business over the next 18 months? Right? Have you taken this time to maximize your skills? Are you learning another language, or are you, coming in understanding how to communicate list price to sales price ratios, months of inventory, and days on market? Do you know how to effectively utilize that in a marketing consultation or a buyer's consultation? And then have you maximized your opportunities? Things like this right here. Are you willing as an expert, as a leader, are you willing to jump on a Zoom or do a video for a market outside of your own for free? Why? So you could connect with people, so that you can make those global relationships at a local level. So when it comes time for that referral to come in, now they'll say, you know what? I think that Q would do this, or I think that Jarrett would do this, right? Are we doing that? If not, why not? So I know there was a lot in a little bit of time, but you can watch this video over and over and over and over again if you like. If nothing else that you take from this video, I want to remind you guys that you're absolutely awesome, that you are a leader. You have what it takes to get, do, and be everything that you want out of this life, as long as you move from being a professional problem spotter to a professional problem solver. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Until the next time I see you or you see me, don't be average. Be world renowned. Take care.